Are you ready to learn the truth about Bob's hidden past? Dun dun dun. That's what's in store for this episode of Sunday Inspiration Live. Greetings, everyone. I am the Bob with the hidden past, and today I'm going to be revealing some things that you may not know about. Maybe you do, but perhaps you don't, especially if you know me primarily through affirmations and all that good stuff. And in case you're wondering, why is this guy going solo here? By the way, that's Keone. I'm not going completely solo. I have my sidekick, Keone, sitting there in the floating dog bed here on the beach. But Pooki, who would normally be joining me, my wife Pooki Lee, she is in Hawaii visiting her mom and her sister and other family members there on the Big Island, having a great time. And she might appear here in the chat. But it is 5 hours earlier there. It's 9 a.m. where I am in St. Louis as I'm broadcasting this live. So that's like 4 a.m. In the morning where she is. So I'm holding down the fort. And actually, I got to do 3 Sundays in a row solo. So hang in there. Please come and support me, whether you're watching on Pooki's channel or you're watching on my YouTube channel, or I'm streaming live also to my Facebook page. So wherever you're watching, welcome. But yes, I'm going to be talking about some things that maybe I don't get a chance to when it's Pooki and when she's here. And so today I'm going to be talking a little bit about my past. I've done a lot of things prior to the YouTube affirmations era of my life. I just want to share some of those and some things that I've got in the works that relate to that might positively impact you. And so stick around for that. I'm going to be playing a couple of original songs. I'm going to be later on. Well, I'm going to be teasing you about a new thing that's kind of coming along here that'll launch at the end of the month or early June. Got some Bob's Comedy Corner jokes. And so if you've never been here before, welcome. If you're a regular, which I see already here in the live chat. Oh my gosh, we got Adele, of course, Lisa Shepard, we got Michelle, Sheila, Stephanie, Francois, Deanne. Good to see you all here. Who we have? We have Pamela and Debbie Chester. And yeah, so welcome one and all. So great to have you here on this fine Sunday. I'm going to be checking in with comments as we go here. So normally Pooki does this centering thing, where we all get in sync with each other. I'm gonna take on the challenge of doing that this morning myself. So I'm gonna try to play a little background music here, and I'm just gonna bring us all together. Let's set an intention for what we want to transpire here this morning. And so just take a deep breath with me. Fill up your lungs, let it out. Do that one more time. Just fill up your lungs. Nice, slow, deep breath in, and really try to fill in the lower part of your lungs. Hold it for a second or two, and just let it out slowly and fully. Let's just be intentional about what type of experience do we want to create here with this broadcast. Whether you're watching live, most people actually watch the replay, so if you're watching it later, you can do the same thing. Just know that there were people all over the world who were getting in sync with their breath and with their intentions. So let's pause for a moment and give thanks for this beautiful day, for the gift of life. Let's acknowledge that each person who is tuning in to this broadcast is here for a reason. I don't think you're here by accident. You've been guided here, you've been led here for a reason. And let's declare together that every person who tunes in will receive the exact message that they need to hear at the exact moment they need to hear it. And that message, that insight, that aha moment will be different for each person because we're all on a different journey, but you're going to hear something that's going to say, I never thought about it that way. So I know that the words spoken here, the music that will be played, will create a ripple effect of positivity and inspiration that will spread throughout the world because we do have people from all over the globe watching. Let's affirm together that everyone will listen with an open heart, an open mind, and a willingness to receive whatever blessings come their way. May we all be uplifted, inspired, and transformed by the messages shared here today, by myself, in the comments. So let's offer this prayer, this invocation in gratitude for the opportunity to come together in this amazing way, using this amazing digital technology that we have access to. I'm so grateful for that. May our hearts be filled with love, and may the ideas presented here lead to inspired action that creates positive change in the world. Take a deep breath in again. Let those ideas sit with you for a second. Let out that breath. One more inhalation. Fill up your lungs nice and deep. Hold it for a second or two and let it out. With all these intentions in mind, I say amen, and so it is. And so it is. Awesome. Good. I see the comment sections, the live comments. The chat feed here is going crazy here. I'm not able to keep track of everything, but I will highlight some of them a little bit later. But good to have you here, Eileen and Stephanie. Let me just turn this music off here. Let's see. Who else has joined us? The other Debbie Thomasy is here. We got Marion in the house. Oh, Tito, awesome, Jewish queen. So I'll come back and specifically highlight some comments in just a bit. So before I play the first song, I want to remind you, yes. So as we've been doing in recent months, we're streaming live in 3 places. It's always going to be Pooki's YouTube channel, my Affirmations YouTube channel. Normally we stream also on Pooki's Facebook page, but since she's not here, I didn't want to disappoint any of her Facebook followers. So probably this Sunday, the next 2 will be streaming live on my Facebook page. But she gets a lot of activity on her Facebook page when we stream live there. But we're trying to direct as much of the traffic and attention as possible on Pooki's channel, because my channel is doing great. You know, I'm getting closer and closer to 400,000 subscribers. It's doing really, really well. But Pooki just hit a milestone. She reached 1,500 subscribers on her channel, and we're just trying to get more activity there. So if you can, go ahead and watch it on her channel, but wherever, if you're happy where you are, if you're on my channel or on my Facebook, you can just hang out there too. And links to all these things and all these places, there's a long list of links and things that you can enjoy that Pooki and I offer that are in the description on YouTube and on Facebook, so you can check those out as we go. But Pooki's doing some amazing things over on her channel. I don't know if I can show them here. But she has a couple of new videos. One, like on Mother's Day, she did a thing called Healing the Mother Wound. That's actually pretty popular. It's got about 400 views. And then she just did a video the other day for women. It's called It's Time to Focus on Health and Well-Being, things that women in particular need to know. And so Pooki is actually getting some certification. I'm sure she doesn't mind me talking about her while she's not here, but she's getting a certification from Dr. Mindy Pelz. And soon she's going to be an official health coach especially for women, and so if this interests you and you'd like to get on a waiting list, and also to be the first to know when she's ready to start offering that service, you can get on Pooki's list, and there's a link in the description, and Lisa is going to be popping it in the live chat feed here too. But you get on a waiting list, but also she'll be sending out links to some of the stuff that she's going to be sharing, kind of her what she learns along the way in working with Dr. Mindy Pelz, and so get on. We encourage you to get on that list. You got to answer a few questions there. She'd like to know what you're up to and who you are, and how give her a little more information on how she can help women in particular. So yes, look for that link and check it out. I think it's ready. I'm ready for a first song. You want to hear a first song? There are some songs that I've written that we never really worked out as a duo type of songs, and so I only play them solo. And so these weeks when Pooki is out of town, it's an opportunity for me to share these with you. So I encourage you to pick up your favorite beverage. I got decaf coffee here. A little MCT oil in there. It's supposed to be a good thing. Let's see. Oh, let me get my lyrics and stuff set up here. So I hope you're having a good day. Hope you don't mind hanging out with me while Pooki's in Hawaii. Good morning, one and all. I am keeping an eye on the comments. I see them. I'm just not able to focus on them the whole time, but I am going to highlight some of your comments there very soon. All right, so there's an old saying that let's see, I'll believe it when I see it. That's like the old kind of cliche. Yeah, when show me, like I live in Missouri in the States, and it's known as the show me state, which is like basically, oh, show me, prove it to me. So there's that old phrase, I'll believe it when I see it. But Wayne Dyer wrote a book years ago that was called You'll See It When You Believe It. So you have the belief in this thing that you want to manifest, and then you'll see it, or you'll be able to create it because you have this belief and intention about it. So this song is kind of inspired by that, and I'm going to play it for you now. It's been a long, long time, been working at this grind. Sometimes I wanna just cry out for help. What is this all about? I am so filled with doubt. At times like this I have to remind myself I will see it when I believe it. 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 Been working on my dreams, but nothing's there it seems. That's when my vision gets lost in a cloud. When I'm tired of the race and losing all my faith, I count my blessings and sing this out loud. I will see it when I believe it. I will see it when I believe it. I will see it, oh, when I believe it. I will see it when I believe it. When the morning breaks, I get to choose my fate. I have a clearer view and know what to do. And when the sunlight shines, I redirect my mind. I see a clearer path to what I choose. I have faith in my vision. I have faith it will appear. I have faith in my abilities. I have faith the time is near. I will see it when I believe it. I will see it when I believe it. I will see it, oh, when I believe it. I will see it when I believe it. There you go. And I firmly believe that. You will see it when you believe it. Belief is so important. It's like one of the key factors in success in life, or living the type of life that you imagine. You have to sort of have this confidence that you can achieve that thing, and you may not know how. And that doesn't mean that you have to be 100% confident before you can even take a step forward. I mean, most people who succeed, I'm going to be sharing some of the things that I did in my life that a lot of people think are pretty cool, and I had no idea what I was doing. I had doubts along the way, but I just moved forward, and I held this vision and moved forward. So yeah, have belief in yourself and combine that with baby steps, mini steps, and action, and amazing things can happen in your life. All right, so let's take a look at some comments now. If you haven't done so already, let us know where you're watching from, because it always amazes us, this global audience that we have. It's just not people from the United States and Canada, or, it's from all over. And so let us know where you're watching from and if it's your first time. And I can even bring in, so for instance, right there, we got Lisa Sherman. Let me pull this down. The bottom here is watching from South Texas. Welcome, Lisa. Great to have you here. Jacqueline says, not a first timer, but a big hello from Fresno, California. Awesome. Great to have you here, Jacqueline. Mary Lou says, love this song. I'm dancing along. Oh, and you even rhymed there. Love this song. I'm dancing along. Thank you very much, Sheila. I appreciate those kind words. Good morning to you, Barbara. Let's see here. Hi, Leah. Great to have you as always. Yeah, Barbara's North California. Oh, you're watching watching over on Facebook. Northern California, Mount Shasta. I have a feeling you're a friend of Pooki's, I'm pretty sure. Is it I don't know if it's Elena, watching from Greece. Now that is really cool. That's a pretty exotic. Actually, we have friends there. Our friend Vasiliki is in there and has invited us to come to Greece, and we're going to do it someday. I just don't know when. Maybe next year. That would be an awesome thing. Let's see here. Who else is in the house? Oh, thank you, Lisa. Appreciate that. Yeah, I'm hoping the audio settings, they look like they're coming through here, but I never know what they're sounding like out there. So to confirm that is great. Sheila, oh yeah, earlier I asked what you were drinking. Strong coffee here in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Great to see Canada represented in the house. Lisa also has strong coffee, but I'm doing strong coffee these days for me. Just makes me a little lightheaded, so I've gone to decaf. I love coffee and the taste of it, but the caffeine kind of. Of course, Adele over in the UK, a cup of English tea for me, of course. Yeah. Stephanie's enjoying a cup of iced coffee with a little bit of milk in it. Oh, thank you for sharing what you're drinking here. I asked that earlier. Francois threw a little emoji in there. Lisa just said she signed up for Pookie's Health Link. Yeah, please do. Kelly says, good morning, love and light from Ohio. Great to have you here, Kelly. Well, thank you for congratulating me and Pookie for just being alive, man. So, let's see. Yeah, Jewish Queen said, what about Bob? Which, of course, is a movie from Bill Murray. A lot of times, or starring Bill Murray, it came out years ago. You may have heard of it. What about Bob? Where he plays a character named Bob. And so a lot of times when I'm like on my website, you have like a section with your bio or the about section, and I'll often use that as the headline for that. What about Bob? Is a little nod to that movie. Let's see here. What are some new comments that have come in? Francois says, watching from Ontario, Canada, a long time watcher and listener. Awesome. Let's see here. Oh my God! Hi, is it Luis or Luisa or Louise? I'm not. Hopefully, I'll figure out. We actually are going to be having a call soon. So I'm so glad that you're here. I'm looking forward to speaking with you and finding out how to properly pronounce your first name. So she's doing some amazing things in the Philippines. Eileen said, I've gone to tea and mushroom coffee. And by the way, I wish I could say I was actually broadcasting live from this beach, but it is a virtual background. But it makes me feel like I'm closer to Pooki in Hawaii, right? Oh my God, Eric, man, I haven't seen you in a long time. Wow, great to. I'm glad that you showed up and left a comment. Been a long time, man. Yeah, from Medici, and you came down. I was playing songs at Evangeline's at one time. Hi from Florida. Good morning. Is that Joanna? I hope I got that pronunciation right. I said never liked coffee, but I love the smell. Yeah, it's kind of like bacon too. Like I love the smell of bacon, but I try to avoid eating it if at all possible. It's tempting though. All right, so we always like to celebrate like first timers, we just like to celebrate you. Or anybody celebrating a birthday this month, with like, especially if it happened within the week, this past week, or the upcoming week, or maybe you've got I don't know, a parent, a child, somebody in your special in your life who's celebrating a birthday. We're just gonna celebrate all of these things, okay? And we have a group of people that gather with us, and we call it Studio B. It's a room right next door that we've assembled. It's kind of a temporary housing, kind of not housing, but a structure, that they put up and tear down every week. And they come in, and it's amazing that they consistently just show up for us and their whole goal, they do this all for their 4 or 5 seconds of glory, to show their appreciation for you, and they're right over there. We had to what do we bribe them with? No, we don't have to bribe them because they're very motivated to come. But this time we had to offer them barbecue. I don't know, I don't know. They wanted an early morning barbecue. And the strong coffee too. It's a combination. So if you ever had barbecue for breakfast, I do know it's that time of the year when barbecues are happening. Anyway, we're going to do a countdown from 5, and we're going to go over and go to the camera over in Studio B, and these folks are going to express their appreciation for you. Are you ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and... I'm just really impressed. They just show up, they build the studio, and they're very consistent too. They sit in the same seats. They wear the same clothes every week. And so yeah, Lisa's going barbecue breakfast. Yeah, buddy. Hello, Joe from Philly. Good to see you as always. And so yes, and I'm not sure. I don't know if anybody's identified themselves. Maybe there's been somebody that identified themselves as a first timer, but certainly whether they're able, because not everybody's able to comment, or maybe they're driving or something. So there's probably somebody tuning in for the first time for a Sunday Inspiration Live. And you know that we've been doing this for close to 3.5 years. 3.5 years streaming live every Sunday for you. And well, of course, we get a benefit from it as well for all of us. And so let's see here. I think let's move on now to our main topic, where I get to share a little bit here. And so, yeah, I called it The Truth About Bob's Hidden Past. And so the hidden past. Why do I refer to it as a hidden past? So the thing is, so 7 years ago, roughly around, it was actually late 2016, but really I got more active with it in 2017. I started posting affirmation recordings on my main YouTube channel with I had no idea whether they'd be well received. I was just doing it kind of as a experimentation and play. And actually, I've shared this before. I was actually seeking out affirmations and guided meditations on YouTube. And I found some good stuff, but I was often not happy with what I was finding. So I said, I'm going to create some of my own. I think I have a decent voice. I have the equipment, and really for myself, and just out of curiosity. And lo and behold, people enjoyed listening to them. So I made more, and eventually, after about a year of seeing the positive response just in the views and the comments, I decided to go all in on it. And it opened up a whole new chapter of my life, serving people with my voice and these affirmations. And I just, now there's like nearly, I don't know, there's several hundred of them on my main YouTube channel. And people all over the world, many of you right here in the who are watching live now, have benefited from these. I just get these raving comments about how they've helped people through really difficult times in their life. And I'm just so thankful. Like I said, I'm serving people on a global level, and said I never saw this coming, but I welcome it, and I'll probably continue the rest of my days here serving in this way and enhanced ways related to it. But the thing is, I have this whole history of things that I did and accomplished in ways that I served prior to the YouTube era of my life that many of you may not even be aware of. Those of you who have followed me for a while, I've talked about it, so you might be somewhat, or maybe you might are aware of a lot of it, but many of you only know me as the affirmations guy. You have no idea what I did prior. And so I'm just going to walk you through. I'm just take this opportunity, since I'm going solo, to just share that journey prior to the affirmations era with you, and how it relates to something, because I've been turning my back on all these things that I did in ways that I served, that I think I still have a lot of value to offer in these areas that I'm going to reveal, and I'm going to share with you how I'm thinking of bringing some of that stuff back so that I can serve in additional ways. All right, so what am I talking about? So first of all, I have some photos here, and so one, I think that those of you who tuned in here know that I'm a musician. I've been playing in bands and writing songs and singing in bands for, 45 or more years, dating back to high school, and I was really I played even full time for a number of years in the 80s, and I even have the embarrassing photos to prove it. Yes, indeed. That's that guy on the left is actually means sometime in the late 80s, I don't know, 88, 89, and then even earlier than that, like around 82, that's a promo photo of a band that I was in. That's on the right. We're forming the band Pyramid there. So anyway, I don't know if how much you know about music history in the United States, but back in the 80s, if you played in a rock band, you were actually legally obligated to get a perm. And so I had that perm way back then. And if you look on the right on that pyramid, can you tell which guy is me? Probably, but I am on the bottom right there in the red kind of jacket or whatever. And if you look real closely, I won't make you look at this too long, but yes, I'm wearing white spandex pants. So sorry about that. You can't unsee that, can you? It's so yeah. I played music. I played in a lot of bands. In addition to that, since I was a kid, even predating my passion for music, I had an interest in writing. And I would always write these little stories and things when I was a kid, and I eventually, in my mid to late 20s, I combined these two passions. And I was always kind of entrepreneurial. I always knew, or my own version of what it was to be like a more of a solo entrepreneur. And I always knew that I wouldn't be happy working for someone else. I was always like seeking ways that I could serve people, doing something that I enjoyed, and then also could maybe make a living or support myself doing it. So I remember it was New Year's Day of 1987. Yep, 87. And I had this idea like for publishing some kind of a local publication that covered the local music scene in my hometown, St. Louis, Missouri, born and raised here, still living here now. A lot of musicians complained about the local newspapers not giving media coverage to local bands, that all the touring acts, got all the attention. And so I thought, well, maybe I could provide a solution to that and create some kind of a publication and eventually make money from it. And so I did that. It was called Spotlight Magazine, and there's a couple on the left there. Yeah, it started off as like black and white, on newsprint. It stayed on newsprint the entire time, and then I upgraded to color. And so, but I ended up doing, and I had no business doing this. No never worked for the school newspaper. No journalism experience or anything. It was a good idea. I liked writing, loved music, so just jumped into doing this, and ended up doing it for 10 years. I did it from 87 to 97. So I became kind of known as the local music journalist in St. Louis and beyond eventually. And so I was a curious musician, and being a musician myself, I was always curious about how to succeed, how to get more people to your shows, how to sell more CDs or whatever the format was at the time, how to book more gigs, all this stuff. And so as someone who published a local music newspaper, I was able to interview people at various levels. It started off with local people, but as the longer the publication was around, the more I got on the radar of even like record labels and major record labels. And so I was able to interview all these people and some of them moderately and successful, and I was always picking their brains about, how did you do that, and you find it, how did you get to this level? And I started writing these columns in my own newspaper called the Musical Success Column. I think that's what it was called. uh, and my musician readers started getting positive feedback. Hey man, that was really helpful. And so that's where I started, like, I was a journalist covering the local music scene, but I also became a writer with helpful tips for musicians specifically, and was starting getting, through my own vehicle, the newspaper that I published, was getting a readership and getting positive feedback. And then there were other music magazines or music newspapers in different cities caught wind of these columns and started asking me, hey, can I run your column in my local paper? And I said, sure. So I was sort of like an early version of, I was being syndicated in different cities. Again, this was like pre-internet, so the internet was just starting to form, get known. So that's kind of how I started as that kind of an information provider or whatever. And so I had aspirations to publish a book, but I didn't know how to go about it. I didn't have the funds. It was very expensive back then, to do you had to do thousands of books and thousands of dollars. And so I was like, well, what can I do? And so I created these like early, like, for sale information products where I would take collection of tips, and I would like 7-page like special reports that I would print off and staple together, and I would sell them for like $5 or something, and I had a collection of them at some point. And then even though I was still nowhere near having my own book, I started this catalog where I was offering existing books by established publishers. I would call them, I'd make like wholesale arrangements, and then I would create this little mail order catalog. And I thought this is a way to like get the swirl in that world. Even though I didn't have a book myself, I figured if I could set up a system of selling these music related titles to this audience, maybe it would kind of set me up so when I had my own book, I'd already have like a system in place. I'd be, and be able to serve those people. And so I reached out to this one small publisher. I saw an ad for this book on releasing an independent record. A guy named Gary Hustwit was the author of that, and we had a great phone conversation because he was doing a similar thing in San Diego that I was doing in St. Louis. He published a local publication. He had his first book out. I made arrangements with him to sell his book through my catalog. And he asked me a question at the end of that phone call that really did change the course of my life. And he said, Bob, he says, I'm getting ready to now. I've had success with my own books. I formed this publishing company to publish my books, but I'm ready to sort of expand to other authors, because if you know somebody has a good idea for a music business related title, let me know. And I said, as a matter of fact, I think I do know a guy, and that may be me. So I pitched the idea of this book called, my very first book. There it is on the left. Actually, I have a physical copy here. 101 Ways to Make Money. Oh, it's a green title, so it's going to be picking up the background. But 101 Ways to Make Money Right Now in the Music Business. And it was just the A to Z guide to cashing in on your talent. So I always knew that making money was a very popular topic. So I just came up with this whole 101 ways that people could potentially make money with music, all these different jobs and things that I researched, and all these people that I've talked to over the years. So that was my first book, and it came out in 93. So over 30 years ago. And it got me on the map as an author. And he had a established publishing, or it's a small publishing company, but it had all the distribution set up. So the book was, I actually saw it in a bookstore, and it was being sold to international audiences, and it put me on the map. And I started building a list of people who because I encouraged them to reach out to me, to my PO. They couldn't send me email. They couldn't sign up on an online form. They had to actually send me something physical in the mail with their address to get on my mailing list. This is back in the, like I said, in the old days. And so that got me on the map. And then, but I still aspired to publish my own thing. And so after I was writing these columns every month in my own newspaper, around 96, I guess it was, I put a collection of them, like the 15 best articles. I beefed them up, I updated them, and I published them in a 3-ring binder, and I called it the Guerrilla Music Marketing Handbook. And let's see if I have a photo of that. I'm sure that I do. Nope, not that one. Hang on. Nope. There we go. It's up at the top. Oh, actually, I have a copy here. What am I doing? But it's called the Guerrilla Music Marketing Handbook, and that's a more modern version of it. It was pretty crude when it was in the 3-ring binder, but I was inspired by the Guerrilla Marketing series of books that Jay Levinson put out, and I actually was able to email him and got his blessings to use that with Guerrilla Music Marketing, just putting the word music in there. And so he gave me his okay on that, and then so that really put me on the and that became my new niche. Even though the first book was about making money, really marketing and promotion and sales was something that always fascinated me. Like the psychology of that. What is it about some acts that attract people? Why do some people just attract an audience, others struggle with it? The psychology of the artists themselves, like what's the mindset? So I was just always taking a deep dive and interviewing people, reading books on these topics, and I just took a deep dive in it and put it all in books like this. But this put me on the map in a big way. And became my identity for a long time. And it led to, and I remember I was working a day job at the time, but I remember just building up and watching the sales of this book build. So I got to the point where I was selling one a day on Amazon, and there was 2 a day, there was 3 a day on average, And then I was putting out other things and offering other things. It got me to the point where it was actually 20 years ago that I put in my notice at the last day job that I had. It was 2004, because I gotten to the point where I could support myself just from book sales and related things to that. And so it's led to some really cool things. So that was 2004, and my reputation started to build. I was speaking at music conferences, and 2007, Berklee College of Music in Boston approached me to create an online course for them called Music Marketing 101, because they knew that was a topic that I was known for. And I did that and taught that class online for 5 years, from 07 to 2012. One thing I should mention that I kind of skipped over, let's go back to 2004, that year that I quit the day job. That year, my book appeared in the movie The School of Rock, starring Jack Black. Sarah Silverman was in that book too. Cosgrove, was it Miranda Cosgrove? I think she was about 10 years old at the time, and she's carrying my book in a classroom scene there. And so every issue after that, right at the top of the book, it says the classic. Well, it says as seen in the major motion picture, The School of Rock. So more people were impressed with me telling them that it was in the movie than actually saw it in the movie, because we're only on the screen for like 5 or 6 seconds. But that was really cool. I created a website called thebuzzfactor.com, and that was my jam for a long time. I was known as the guy that created music marketing resources and tips and ideas for independent artists. So I was aiming at beginning and intermediate artists who wanted to take this kind of DIY approach, do it yourself, this independent route. And I was preaching that message even before the internet kind of turned and made indie cool. And so when that switch happened, and there was Napster, if you remember Napster and MP3s and early days of iTunes, and suddenly you didn't need a major record label to be successful, and I had already established myself as a voice in that, and I benefited from that for a long time. So I just went all in on like teaching musicians how to market themselves. So what else happened? Oh, another opportunity came my way in 2000. Well, actually, in 2000, I connected with this company called actually it was called Top Floor Publishing, but they had this whole series of books on online marketing, and they approached me to write this book because they liked the way that I was branding myself as a music marketing person online. And I ended up publishing this book. Came out in 2001, but check out this title. It's called Branding Yourself Online, How to Use the Internet to Become a Celebrity or Expert in Your Field. Again, this came out, 23 years ago? And I just had this recent realization that this was the first book really about how to become an online influencer. There may have been books about branding, like corporations or companies or whatever, but this was the first one about personal branding. And long before the term influencer was even a thing, uh, I was writing about this stuff. So I didn't know it at the time, but people say I was kind of like a trailblazer on the internet. Using the internet to market my own stuff and create information products. I was selling PDF like ebook downloads of my books in the early 2000s, long before there was a Kindle store. That was just like not a common thing. And so I was kind of followed this wave, was following my heart. Yeah, I was really kind of was well known, like I said, in this topic of music marketing. Many other books. Oh, by the way, that first book, The 101 Ways to Make Money in the Music Business, a Japanese company reached out to that publisher, and there's a Japanese version of that. That's the only other language any of my books have ever been translated into, but that was pretty cool. I'm getting out of order here a little bit. Also, over the years, I wanted to expand since I do a lot of different things in the arts. Let me see whatever photos I have here. So yeah, I published a lot of books over the years. I did my first podcast in like 2005. It was called Artist Empowerment Radio. It's changed That's changed over the years. But many other books have come along. This one, Unleash the Artist Within. This is for creative people in general. 2006. Remember MySpace? I created a book called MySpace Music Marketing: How to Promote and Sell Your Music on the World's Biggest Networking Website. Other books in the music marketing realm: The 5-Minute Music Marketer. If you think you're starved for time, you can do these things actually in 5 minutes. I came out with the 9 irrefutable laws of music marketing. So I took a deep dive into hitting this music marketing thing from different angles, created courses, live workshops, all kinds of stuff. And then over the years, once I've established that music marketing niche, I kind of widened it because I do a lot of other stuff. I do, hang on a second, let me see here. As you know, I've been a musician for a long time. Pooki and I have put out albums. I played in bands years ago, but I continue to be active playing music. And then I've done I teach and perform improv comedy. Co-wrote a book with Laura Hall from Whose Line Is It Anyway? I actually did an improv show just last night. It was a blast. We had like 40 people. They loved it. I've done I don't do this much lately, but I've done visual art. Those are paintings that I've done of different celebrities and icons and so on. And so I've done a lot of things in the arts. So I wanted to put out books for creative people in general, like the Passion Principles. I've talked about that a little bit. 101 Ways to Express Your Creativity, Share It with the World. The Empowered Artist, a call to action for musicians, writers, visual artists, and anyone who wants to make a difference with their creativity. So why am I telling you this? It sounds like I'm just all about me. There's actually a reason that's this in it for you. Hopefully, this will inspire you to pursue your own passions, because I had no advantages. I did not. I came from very humble beginnings. I didn't have money to invest into things, but I had a belief in myself, like that. The song that I just sang, or I don't even know if I could say I had a belief in myself. I had a desire. I had this vision for what could be possible, and I was willing to at least take baby steps to move in the direction of that thing and see if what I could make of it, if people would respond, if I could, get this thing, if these different ideas that I had legs, just like the affirmations. I didn't know if there would be an interest or an audience for it until I just put it out there. And then I saw a positive response and I said, oh, I'm going to do more of them. And this is like the key to success in life with your goals, is to do more of what works and less of what doesn't. So that means you got to pay attention to the response that you're getting, especially if you want to impact people or if you want to make money, right? So I hope there's something in here for you, because, and I've done all these courses on branding and copywriting and you name it, and I probably covered it, book promotion, how to grow a YouTube channel. And so, but because of the success of my affirmations channel, that's like the main way that I'm serving, the main way that I'm reaching people. So most of my energy in over the last several or few years has gone into that, which I love, and I'm going to continue doing that. But I had this realization that I had this whole body of work, this whole history and I kind of put on the back burner, on the shelf, turn my back on it in many ways. And I think I'm doing a disservice to especially to creative people and people that run like what I call heart-centered, or they have aspirations to maybe have a heart-centered business or a service that they offer, that they can serve the world and maybe make money. And so what I'm in the process of doing right now is compiling all the stuff that I've recorded, especially if it's more recent, and some of the things that I've done years ago are outdated. Like I wouldn't put my MySpace music marketing up on a make it available, because it's kind of like we're beyond that. But I've done a lot of things just in recent years that are still relevant, and I'm thinking about putting this all into like an online academy called the Heart-Centered Business Academy. That's the working title of it. And so I just want to make you aware of this. You're going to see more material from me on this, but I only want to send it to people who are interested in it, because not everyone is interested in sharing their message with the world or building a sideline, a side hustle, whatever you want to call it. And so you're going to be hearing more about this stuff from me in the months and years ahead. And if you'd like to, in the description, there's a link to this, but go to this link here. It's bobbakerinspiration.com/heart. That's as in heart-centered business. bobbakerinspiration.com/heart. Get on that list, and you'll not only will it be a waiting list for if I launch this thing, but I'm also going to be sending out by email regular tips and advice for people interested in, again, if you have an idea, you have a talent, if you're a musician, an author, or if you're in a heart-centered business, like you're a coach or you do energy work, this all applies to you. I love working with people in those realms in particular, but really anything that I think most businesses can be considered heart-centered businesses if you care about your customers and the thing that you're providing. But you'll also, when you get on that list, you'll get access to a private Facebook group. This is all free, called Magnetize Your Tribe, where we have marketing and sales conversations for creative entrepreneurs and heart-centered business people. So if this speaks to you, go to that link, bobbakerinspiration.com/heart. Get on that list and follow me along on this journey. Because if you're not interested, I have separate lists. If you're only interested in affirmations, I don't want to bombard you with this stuff. So you have to get on this list if you just want stuff specifically about that. Yeah, that's where I want to leave it here. So again, I have 2 more Sundays where I'm going to be going solo without Pooki, and I think I'm going to be actually sharing more like tangible tips, just things that I've learned about pursuing my dreams, and some of the things that I've got in these courses that I'm going to share with you about just getting your message out, kind of like not only the mindset but the steps to take. And I'll be sharing some of that in the next couple of Sundays while Pooki's away enjoying her family in Hawaii. And also, this is just a tease. I'm not going to tell you specifically, but I'm working on something that's probably it's going to be a new type of content that I'm going to put out on every Friday, starting either the last Friday of May or the first Friday of June. I'll have to figure it out, but I'm just going to leave it at that. It's kind of related to this, but yeah, it will be I'll be on my YouTube channel, and I have a couple of podcasts too, where I'll be releasing this new thing. All right. So I'm going to check in with the comments here to see if what the response. We please. I know Lisa's popping in there the links to the bobbakerinspiration.com/heart. Focus. Thank you. Jacqueline says, "Wow, Bob, this is such a clear example of today's focus. Thank you. State it and let the universe co-create." Yeah, I mean, it's all. Yeah, I definitely believe in the mental. It's a combination of positive thoughts and inspired action. A motto that I've been using lately is, "I'm on a mission to inspire and uplift humanity, one positive thought and one inspired action at a time. And I purposely included all those words because I do believe it's not just about. I mean, I'm known for affirmations, which is basically an internal mental thing. But that's just one of many tools, one of many things that you have to bring forward to manifest the things that you want in life. And so, yes, your vibration, your energy, your intention is really, your belief in yourself, all those things are crucial. But it has to be paired with action in the real world. And it doesn't have to be huge action. It's just baby steps. Everything I've accomplished there was never any like one big thing that happened that put me over the edge. Like I wasn't on Oprah and suddenly I was, no, I chipped away at it consistently because most people don't have the discipline or the interest or the focus to stay consistently baby steps, chipping away week after week, month after month. And for some reason, I did that with all these things that I do. And that's what got me to the point of being able to impact people's lives and then make a living from it. So maybe we'll talk a little bit about that in the weeks ahead. Let's see here. Yeah, people are asking about where they can get the different books. All of them are available on Amazon and Lisa's been popping in. Yeah, there's a link there to my author page, which has all of my books. So, Francois says I have The Empowered Artist. All right, cool, nice. I want that book. How do I get it? Which book was it, Lisa? I was curious which one lit you up. Lisa also said it's an awesome movie talking about the School of Rock, where my Guerrilla Music Marketing book. Bob's famous. That's funny. They're called zine. Yeah, they were actually called zines back in like the 70s. Yeah, or mimeographs kind of things. They're grassroots publications. Yeah, there was a couple of zines in St. Louis, but I did newsprint. So I could call it a music newspaper, but I like the everybody referred to it as a music magazine, and it kind of has a better ring to it. Even though I don't know, could a magazine be a newsprint? Perhaps. I just call it Spotlight Magazine. Actually, a lot of people call it Spotlight Magazine, so I just gave in and started calling it that myself. Thank you, Lisa. I've done a lot of things creatively. Absolutely. How fun to write on all the bands. Yeah, it was really cool. Yeah, local band. So one of the most of the people that I interviewed were either local or mid-level acts, but the one really cool thing, and you got to put this in context, it was 1993, and I got a call from this guy at A&M Records, and he said, "Hey, I got a local artist that's about ready to release her first major label debut on our label. I mean, and she's living in St. Louis currently. Probably be a nice local story," is how he pitched it. And I said, "Who is it?" He goes, "Oh, her name is Sheryl Crow." And I said, "Wow, I've never heard of her," and I hadn't because her album hadn't come out yet. And we met and talked. I interviewed her for a good 45 minutes at a local restaurant. I have the cassette of that. I actually recorded my interviews on cassettes. Thought she was lovely, and and then I went to a few days later. She was having like a warm up gig to go on tour, and there was like 30 people at this show at a small bar. Most of them were friends and stuff, local friends, and she was born in Kennett, Missouri, which is the boot heel of southern Missouri, but she lived in the St. Louis area and was actually a teacher in one of the local school districts before she went out to L.A. and did a lot of things, recorded her album, and I guess she had come back to St. Louis before the album came out. And so, and I remember thinking, but that these songs, I had a cassette, a early release that they sent me, and I remember thinking that it was very different than anything else was on the radio. And I remember thinking, well, good luck with this. I had no idea. And then she went off and started doing her tour and all that. Like 6 months later, "All I Wanna Do Is Have Some Fun" was all over the radio, like the Grammys. Like a year after that, she won like 5 Grammys. It was pretty crazy. But that was really cool to be able to interview her at that stage of her life. Haven't seen her since. I'm sure she would remember me, right? Anyway, that's my story. But I'm going to come back next week and maybe like a couple of Sundays and give you some more tips on like things that I learned and things that I teach in these realms. And does that interest you? I mean, do you? I know not everyone aspires to to do their own thing or be their own boss or have a side hustle or whatever. But let me know if that is something that interests you. Would you be interested in that material? Just put a yes in there. Or yes, I'd be interested, Bob. Just to give me an indication of where your head's at there, because I just think that's a lot of stuff that I've created that I would like to still share with people so that you can benefit from it. All right, there we go. I think it's time for another song. Let me take another beverage while I check out some of the comments here. Yeah. Before she was big. Yes. I don't think I've ever seen her perform live either. Lisa, that's discipline. Probably talking about maybe some of my work ethic, I guess, or approach to this stuff. All right. Let me pick up the guitar. Actually, let me get my lyrics set up for this next song. But thank you for letting me share my little life in, in books and publishing and all that. Because like I said, how many of you knew all those details, right? That's why I said hidden past, because many of you maybe have no clue that I used to do that. But again, get on that email list and join the private Facebook group if you like, and join the discussions that we're having in there. Actually, Lisa Shepard, who's like kind of we call her the head honcho of helpfulness, but she's also our community manager pretty much in many different places, and she mixes up things there in that Facebook group as well. All right. All right, so this is actually a song that's appropriate here because it's a song about like acting on your ideas. Acting, it's called Take Off, and it always reminds me of what's that, Doug McKenzie or whatever those guys that take off, you hoser. This is like an eagle taking off. Spread your wings and fly. I wanted to write a song about that. And this is it. And so enjoy this other original song, and listen to the words, because it's encouraging you to not just think about stuff or just wallow in what's not working, but get out there and take that baby step. Just spread your wings and fly and see what happens. What's the worst that can happen? You might do something cool in the world and impact a lot of people. So here we go. I know that times are tough, I hear what you're saying. You feel like giving up, tired of this game you're playing. This is not like you to sit on the sidelines. Get back up on your feet, it's time to let your light shine. Raise your head up now and look up to the sky. There's no turning back, this is your time to fly. Take off, no more waiting. Take off, the time is now. Take off, no hesitating. Take off. I know you're feeling down, have no motivation. When you look in the mirror, there is no admiration. There's a change in you, but it's not real. I've seen you at your best, I know how you can feel. Raise your head up now and look up to the sky. There's no turning back, this is your time to fly. Take off, no more waiting. Take off, the time is now. Take off, no hesitating. Take off. Take off, no more waiting. Take off, the time is now. Take off, no hesitating. Take off. No time for hesitation, the time is now. No time for hesitation, the time is now. Sing that with me. No time for hesitation, the time is now. No time for hesitation, the time is now. There's no turning back, this is your time to fly. Look fear in the face, say look me in the eye. Take off, no more waiting. Take off, the time is now. Take off, no hesitating. Take off. Take off, no more waiting. Take off, the time is now. Take off, no hesitating. Take off. Take off. Yeah. Take off. I like what you put there, Carrie. Rock on. That's right. I know it's just me and an acoustic guitar, but in my head, I feel a whole like rock band, like the Foo Fighters or something, like backing me up, you know? Move those bodies. Take off. Woohoo. And of course, as always, it's dance time. Thank you for those kind words earlier, Carrie. I appreciate that. I appreciate this too. Yeah. So thank you so much for those kind words and the feedback. They mean a lot. Let's see here. Let me just put this guitar down, get my notes, because I think we have some exciting segments coming up here. All right. Oh, yeah. You know it. What do you think everyone's favorite segment is? I mean, sure, maybe I've done some inspiring things here, but one of the most popular segments of all is coming. What do you think that might be? What could it be? Perhaps it's Bob's Comedy Corner. Sure to be Bob's Comedy Corner. That's right, everyone's favorite segment here. Okay, I'm back to, no reverb, thank you. Did I have reverb on that song? I don't remember if I think I pushed the button. Anyway, time to get your funny on. That's right. So, yes, we do a lot. It's just like these Sunday morning live streams it's like a variety show. Yes, we have inspiration, we have music, we have serious times, but we also have humor, because humor is a big value of mine. I just think that's one of the reasons I used to do stand-up comedy. That's why I do improv. Like the show, we did this private show as a fundraiser for a church last night. And a lot of these people had never seen us. They apparently did like a trivia night in the years past where they to raise money, like an annual fundraiser. And somebody said, let's do something. We're tired of trivia. Let's do an improv show. So like a few people pushed this improv show idea on the rest of the people. And some of them were admittedly hesitant. They had low expectations about what to expect, but we wowed them over. And it was just so cool to just see a room full of people laughing and sharing that joy, and then basking, being on stage and being able to perform and express yourself. It's just a beautiful thing. So humor is so important. That's why I do these segments. So I always like to look for this date in history. It's May 19th, and in this date in 1884, the Ringling Brothers opened a small circus in, Baraboo, Wisconsin. And by the early 20th century, it had transformed into the Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus, which became the leading American circus. I think they actually stopped doing things in 2017. I think I saw that other note there. Oh my God, look who's here just in time for Bob's Comedy Corner. It's Pooki Lee, waking up in Kona, Hawaii, to join us in the chat. Pooki, you're just in time. Unfortunately, I don't have you here to be my straight man and to laugh at my jokes, so we're gonna have to make do. But I'm gonna get into this. So these are all jokes about circuses, clowns, things like that. All right. So here we go. Which circus performers can see in the dark? Acrobats. Hey, did you hear about the human cannonball? Yeah, he got fired. What happened when the magician got mad? Well, she pulled her hair out. H-A-R-E instead of a rabbit out of her hat. All right. What material do you use to make a clown outfit? Well, polyester. Travis, are you watching this? Okay. It's a little inside joke there. How did people describe the short fortune teller who escaped from prison? Let me repeat that. How did people describe the short fortune teller who escaped from prison? She was a small medium at large. Come on, that's pretty good. Okay. Did you hear about the fire at the circus? Yeah, the heat was intense. Intense. Tents. Okay. What should you do if a group of clowns attack you? Go for the juggler. Go for the juggler. Okay. Oh, what is the gooey stuff between an elephant's toes? Slow clowns. I apologize for that in advance. No, I mean actually post joke. I apologize for that. This is something you may not. Another thing about my hidden past. And my father was a highly acclaimed master clown, and he wanted me to take over the family clown business, but those were some big shoes to fill. Oh, this just in. 2 clown cars collided with each other last night. 27 people were taken to the hospital. How big was the clown's computer hard drive? 100 gigabytes. And finally, yesterday, this was really nice. A clown opened the door for me. Yeah, I thought it was a really nice gesture. Love it, hate it, whatever. This has been It's Bob's Comedy Corner.
Sure to be wah.
Bob's Comedy Corner. Of course, you all loved it. All right, I'm just gonna go check out what I always like to see the feedback here. You know, you got to pay attention. Do more of what's working, less of what's not. Remember I said that earlier? Okay, big shoes, Deanna liked that. Giggle bites, all right, cool. Did you hear about the clown who got hit on the head with a can of Coke? He was okay. It was a soft drink. Thank you, Jennifer. That's great. Thank you. But ching. Oh, even Pookie's throwing the emojis in there from Hawaii. Intense. Go for the juggler. I assume you're posting your favorite ones. So what? Hi, Cecilia. Oh, no Travis in the house today. Well, you're going to have him watch the replay. Just in time for Bob's Comedy Corner. Intense. Oh, yeah. Okay, thank you. Thank you for the emojis. I appreciate that. Yes, and say hi to Pooki if you haven't done so. Yeah, I didn't do any scary clown jokes. All right. So let's do a recap here of some of the things we talked about, some things you should know about. And earlier, Pooki, did you hear? Earlier, I talked quite a bit about your waiting list and your certification. Even though she's in Hawaii, I just talked to her. We talked to her for like an hour and a half yesterday, which is kind of unusual when she's out of town. Sometimes she's wrapped up she was up early before her family sleeps in late, so she had a lot of uninterrupted time, but we had a nice chat. But she's diving into the Mindy Pelz certification videos and doing that, and soon she will be a certified health and wellness coach. And if you'd like to know about be the first to know when she starts offering that service for women in particular. Get on her email list. There's a link in the description that there should be linked in a pinned comment if you're watching on YouTube after the broadcast. And Lisa's going to pop it. She just did pop it in to the live chat here, which you may or may not see after the broadcast. But it's in the description ongoing for the replay and all that good stuff. So yes, answer a couple of questions there. And get on that list. And she's also going to be sending you emails of some of the videos that she's posting. She's sharing her knowledge as she's learning the stuff along the way. And she's going to be putting out more content on that topic. Also, head for my list, a waiting list. And also, if you want to get information on the heart-centered business, creative entrepreneur stuff that I'm kind of bringing back to life after years of doing that, as I discussed earlier, in case you missed that, go to bobbakerinspiration.com/heart. Get on that email list. And when you get on that list, you'll also be given the option of joining a private Facebook group where we talk about marketing and sales. Another way to talk about it is I'd like to magnetize your tribe. we're basically going to be covering like how to attract more soul-aligned fans, like fans that really resonate with what you do. That's the whole trick, is you're not trying to reach everybody when you're marketing and promoting. Like when I was promoting my music marketing books, I didn't want every musician at every level. I was specifically looking for beginner to intermediate level musicians who wanted to take this DIY approach and know how they could take their career into their own hands, and they valued education. So I had kind of a profile in mind, and I geared all my stuff toward them. So that's what I mean by soul aligned. They get you, they resonate with you. How to attract more soul aligned fans and paying customers. Because if you want to, you don't have to monetize your gifts, but if you want to create a supplemental form of income, or maybe you hope to do something full time and quit your day job at some point, like I did 20 years ago, why not pursue that? At least explore it, right? And so also, how do you attract those paying customers and the offers that you make them and all that stuff? These are all things that I cover in these different courses that I've created over the years. And I will continue to create more of them and add to that body of work. All right, so bobbakerinspiration.com/heart. Let's see here. And I think that's it. And if you have any questions for us at all, the easiest way to reach Pooki and I is through Lisa Shepard. Again, she's kind of our public face. And if you want to reach out to her by email, it's lisa@bobbakerinspiration.com. Just lisa@bobbakerinspiration.com. And even if you don't want to reach us, just send her an email. Let her know how much you appreciate her. Right? That would be a nice little thing too. So there we go. I think we're going to end now. It's great that Pooki is here, because a lot of you know that when we it's going to be ending a little. We don't need to go the full 90 minutes here, because I feel complete here. Let's see here. Wait, somebody had something that they posted earlier. Okay, sorry. Just checking the comments here, but I'm going to proceed. We have a little snippet of a song called "Wake Up" that Pooki wrote and she sang on our album "Opening Up to the Good." In fact, I'm going to be playing this song. Anyway, usually hear just like a small snippet of it. I'm going to play the whole song for you right now. But if you want to find out where you can get that and our other music, there's a link to my music site that Lisa's going to pop in there. I think it's bobbakerinspiration.com/music, I believe is the link. And it will, on that page, which I think I have oh my gosh, let's see here. Somewhere I have that listed here. I can't find it right now. I'm under pressure. But there's a link. Oh, there we go. All right, that'll take you to this page here, and it has links. On this page is links to all the places where you can find our music online, on Spotify, on Apple Music, on Bandcamp, and you can find this. The album that this is from is called "Opening Up to the Good," and the song is called "Wake Up," and I'm going to play that for you right now. And while this song is playing, because I'm not able to display it because of the configuration, the visuals, I'm not able to display your comments, but put in your top takeaways. Like, what did you learn from my little history lesson here? And I'm not just looking for compliments, but what inspired you about it? Like, how can you apply my story to your life? That's actually what I'm looking for. And so while the song is playing, pop it in the comments, and at the very end, I'm going to come back and I'm going to highlight some of your takeaways. What inspired you about it? How can you apply my experience to your life? Just a little bit that you know about it, assuming you were here earlier when I was going through all the books and all that stuff. All right. Enjoy the full version of "Wake Up," and I'll come back and highlight your comments. All right, here we go.
When I wake up in the morning, I feel so grateful. When I wake up in the morning, I feel so alive. When I wake up in the morning, I feel the spirit. Oh, when I wake up in the morning, when I wake up in the morning, I say my prayers. When I wake up in the morning, I sing hallelujah. Oh, the presence of the Spirit is always there. And so I wake up every day. Wake up, this is what I say. Wake up, I am so free. Wake up, and I'm free to be me. I'm free to be me, yeah. Oh, when I wake up in the morning, I count my blessings. When I wake up in the morning, I say my prayers. When I wake up in the morning, I sing hallelujah. Oh, the presence of the Spirit is always there. And so I wake up every day. Wake up, this is what I say. Wake up, I am so free. Wake up, wake up every day. Wake up, this is what I say. Wake up, I am so free. Wake up, and I'm free to be me. I'm free to be me, yeah. I'm free, I'm free to be. I'm free, I'm free to be. I'm free, I'm free, and I'm free to be me.
There you go, the full song that you rarely get to hear on a Sunday morning. And again, that is available on our Opening Up to the Good CD, which is available on Spotify, Apple Music. But you can also, get it from our Bandcamp site, which you can send a little chunk of change to the artist when you use that site. That's all that bobbakerinspiration.com/music. Let's see here. Let's highlight some comments that came in. Only got a few of them, but Lisa Shepard says her top takeaway is be creative. Step outside of your comfort zone and know that you have something wonderful to share with the world. You never know who will be inspired by you and what you do. Yeah, this comfort zone thing is interesting. That's probably be a good topic of conversation itself sometime, because anytime you do something new that you've never done before, putting yourself out there, you're sharing a gift for the first time with, on social media or whatever it is, it's something you've never done before. So there's uncertainty, which creates fear of the unknown. So, and you sometimes can interpret that fear as, oh, I'm not cut out to do this. The people that have succeeded, they are fearless, but I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm not going to even try. And that's BS. Don't do that to yourself. Everybody faces that. So you just have to get comfortable with uncertainty and move forward and just try it out. You don't have to feel like you're unstoppable or invincible to make the first step. You just have to have a willingness. Let your excitement for the thing override any doubts, fears, because it's normal to feel a level of uncertainty. I've never done this thing before. I'm a little off whack. I still feel that anytime I do something new, but just do it anyway. Do it on a small scale, and then build upon that. Thank you, Lisa. Your endless creativity and consistency inspire me. Carrie says, if you do the work for yourself, you can create and do amazing things no matter how old you are. Yeah, I'm 63. I'll be 64 at the end of June. Because I started doing this stuff in my 20s. But yeah, I still have aspirations to do, I don't have to create this combine all these courses and things. But I just feel compelled to do that because I think that can help a lot of people. And and so I'll be doing more. And this new thing that I'm doing is going to add a little extra to my schedule, but it's something I've done. Yeah, I've been teasing you with. I'm going to start this thing, and I'll share with you in the coming weeks when it launches. And every Friday is going to be a new piece of content. I've done these things before, but not for a few years or several years. Brandy says her favorite, I'm sure she's talking about the Wake Up song, listen to it every morning. Thank you, Brandy. Great to have you here. Deanne says, you all inspire me to continue working toward my personal and professional goals. Yeah, that's the thing. When I'm sharing all these things that I've done, and thank you, Deanne, for saying that. When I share these things, it's not like, look at me, how cool I am. My real motivation is to show you what's possible even when you come from modest means. Again, I said earlier, I had no advantages. I just had this desire to do these cool things, and I was, unlike a lot of people, I was willing to take the first steps to make it happen. Like, I always ask myself, how can I experience some aspect of this thing sooner rather than later? And that was just something that was part of my DNA or whatever, but I guess not everybody's built that way, but I encourage you to think more in those terms. Jacqueline says, treat for your passion. Focus on what it is is your calling. Hold that intention. Allow the universe to co-create, creating by design. And also take the physical steps in the real world. Right. It's intention, co-create, universe, passion, all those are great things, but there's an old African proverb, pray and move your feet. It means pray and take steps. So when you do that, it's a powerful, powerful combination. So thank you for putting that. And so let me see here. Even though we got a couple of minutes, I might just kind of give you some of my So Lisa, I'm going to add a little nuance to this. Push through the fear, face everything and rise. So push through the fear implies some sort of resistance, like, I'm going to push through the fear. So that's one way. If that serves you, like, there's no one way to do anything and do affirmations, do any goal setting, whatever it is. Like, what works for you? So if you like pushing through the fear, if that motivates you and that works for you and you end up accomplishing things with that sort of wording or whatever, go for it. There's another way though. Sometimes when what you resist persists or whatever. That is true for many people. What if you just instead of pushing through the fear? What if you accepted it? What if you got on friendly terms with it? Yeah, I'm feeling fearful. There it is. I acknowledge it. There you are. All right, cool. What's the message here? Because there's some sort of survival mechanism. It's trying to keep you alive. It's trying to keep you safe. So there's a purpose for fear. So you don't necessarily have to push through it or resist it or struggle your way through it. Maybe you just kind of get more relaxed with it, accept it, and then, okay, I acknowledge that you're there. I'm still going to take this step, and you're going to find out that when we survive this first baby step, you're going to go, oh, there wasn't so much to worry about after all. Oh, and then you build confidence in the fear. Fear is always going to be there. It's just that you put it in its proper place. Use it for how it serves you. But don't let it stop you when it's kind of on steroids, And so this is my little nuance there. Francois, song is so catchy. Wake up, yeah, awesome. Let's see, just turn. Oh, happy belated birthday to Carrie. He said I just turned 60. Very cool. Happy birthday to you. Thanks. Yeah. Yeah, it's just a little mindset shift there. There's no that's one philosophy. You're never going to hear me going, this is the way to do it. Like, I had an insight. I'm probably going to turn this into some kind of a post along this topic, but everybody asks, like, what's the platform I should be? Like, where should I be? What's the best place for me to share my message? So you want to know? I'm going to give you this little tip and I'm going to end. You want to know the best place online in particular, the best platform, website or whatever for you to share your message? I've got an answer for you. It's the best one for you. You ready for it? It's the one that you're going to be excited about using and that you're going to go to and post something on consistently. That's the best platform that you should be on. It's not necessarily TikTok or YouTube or Facebook or whatever or LinkedIn. Which the one that you're going to actually use and be consistent with? That's the one you should be on, right? Because just going all in or for a week or two on something that somebody tells you you should be using and then disappearing on it, it's not going to serve you. And so, so yeah. Hi, hey Candace, good to see you here. I see you've been more active on Facebook. You're getting out there with, I think, with sound healing and sound bowls and different things like that. So kudos to you. It's been a while. So anyway, so yeah, so all this. There's no what's going to work for you. Find out what works for you, what platform, what routine, what affirmations, and then double down on those things. All right. I think I've rambled enough here. Thank you for joining me. Let's send Pooki some love there in Hawaii. She'll be back in a few weeks, and you have me for the next 2 Sundays. I'll be sharing more of my journey and some advice on getting your message out into the world. So take care of yourself. Love you much, and I'll talk to you again soon. All right. Thanks so much. Bye for now.